Yo, I often get asked how much do I spend on my shoes? And typically I'm probably wearing Yale style. Those shoes retail for around $600. I wear that at TLB Mallorca, the Artista line. I wear the custom ones, so those are like 500 something. And guys usually think that's way too much money to spend on shoes, and they can't afford that, and I get it. Although to me, those shoes that I'm referring to aren't really that expensive in the grand scheme of things, right? There are shoes that cost a whole lot more than that. But today, we're gonna talk about a brand that starts way under $300, and the shoes are hand-welted. Intro! Yo, what up? My name is Vladimir Riché from ChaseandRider.com. In today's video, I'm really excited to bring you a brand that's been making some noise in the industry for a little while now, but this is my first opportunity to do an unboxing. So a few months back, I made a video about the top shoe brands under $300, and the brand that came at number 2 in that countdown is a brand called BLKBRD, aka Blackbird, out of India. So recently I've had the opportunity to speak to them, and they sent me a pair of shoes to unbox for you guys on the channel. It's a really special shoe, man. It's a really special brand, and I'm really looking forward to show you what these guys have to offer. I've already recommended them to a bunch of guys even prior to me getting my pair, because there are some guys that I trusted in the industry, and they were like, yo, those shoes are no joke, especially at that price point. So now that I finally got my own pair, it's time for me to unbox it and show you what these guys are all about. Now before we get into the unboxing, let's make it clear that I did not pay for these shoes. They were sent to me for free so that I can review them and present them to you. Let's get right into it. Now the shoes come in a black box, and it says BLKBRD shoemaker and hand welted and handcrafted in India. I always recommend welted shoes, so whether it's Goodyear welted, hand welted, it just means that you can resole the shoes when they are done. So the welted process is how they attach the upper to the outsole. So in this case, these shoes are hand welted. Typically when you're talking about hand welted shoes, you're talking about a more expensive shoe because it's a longer process, you know? So the way that they're able to price these shoes at under $300 is still a mystery to me, but we're going to get right into it. So the first thing that I noticed was this really nice shoe horn that the shoes come with, and it has BLKBRD shoemaker engraved right on top. A lot of times some brands will send you a shoe horn that's a little bit flimsy, but this is a really good quality shoe horn. Let's take a look at the shoes. So the shoes come in 2 black shoe bags. So these are the shoes right here, man. These are some really beautiful shoes. The first time I saw them, Justin Fitzpatrick did an unboxing, and I couldn't believe the price. And now that I get to hold them in my hands, I'm still in disbelief of the price. Now let's talk about the price before we actually get to the shoes. Now these shoes retail for $250, and the leather is from Harwin out of Chicago, and this is their cognac hatch grain. So if you guys been following the channel for a while, especially the past 2 years or so, grain leather is definitely my favorite when it comes to shoes. Prior to that, it was suede. So right now I would say suede is a close second, but I'm definitely in love with all sorts of grain leather, and this is no different. So this style of shoe is what's called a quarter brogue. You can see how there's some darker parts to it, and it kind of makes this stand out and look a lot more expensive than a $250 shoe. A style of shoe like this, even though it is an Oxford, but because of all the broguing and the fact that it's a grain shoe, you can definitely wear this a bit more casually. So typically, I don't like to wear Oxfords when I'm dressed down. So if I'm wearing, let's say, out trousers and a sport coat, typically I reach for like a Split-toe derby or some loafers. But this could work because of the details, right? The more design that a shoe has, the less formal that a shoe becomes. So you can definitely dress this down. You can even wear this with denim if you wanted to. Although I don't plan on doing that, but I'm just saying it's that versatile that you can do that with. The shoes come with flat laces, which is always my preference. Now let's take a look at the sole. So the shoe does have a slight bevel, and it has the two-tone sole, right? So it has like a lighter color here and a darker color here. And you can see that it's a closed channel stitching, meaning that you cannot see the stitching at the bottom. That's a really good accomplishment, man, because typically shoes under $300, not all of them, but a lot of them, you will see the stitching coming through. Now the style, like I was saying, is a quarter brogue, and they have it in different configurations, but I chose this because once again, I'm a really big fan of grain shoes. The last is the FF4, which is more like a square toe, if you will. But it's not outrageously square. So it's still very attractive, like I like them. I really like the burnishing at the toe. I think that's a really nice touch. Now, one thing my shoes does have, I don't think that all the shoes come with that, is the metal toe tips that you see here. I'm a huge fan of metal toe tips. I always request them on all my shoes if that is something that the brand offers. Because of the way that I walk, the first part that hits the ground is the tip. So that's going to prolong the life of the shoes because most of the damage is going to happen to the metal toe tips as opposed to the leather itself. So that's really cool. Once again, the shoes retail for $250. Well, $249.70 to be exact, but we'll call it $250. And shipping for these shoes is $30. A little bit of a background about Blackbird. As it says on the box, the shoes are handcrafted in India. So I've been hearing about this brand for about 2 years now. And I can definitely see why people have been talking about it. I do have a feeling that eventually the prices are going to go up. So I would definitely take advantage of it now while you can. I will include the link in the description. You know, the crazy part about Blackbird is I was putting people onto them before I even got a pair myself. And everybody who I've recommended Blackbird to came back thanking me because they can't believe the product. And you can definitely see why these shoes are definitely worth a lot more than $250 in my opinion. Now, as far as the fit, these shoes fit me really well. It's always a crapshoot with me, even though I've been a lot more lucky than unlucky, if you will. I'd say probably 80% of the shoes that I try typically work well for my feet, but I'm always skeptical. Not skeptical, I'm always thinking things might go wrong whenever I receive a pair of shoes because obviously I'm not trying these shoes on first before I get them. So when I receive them, that's typically the first time I get to try them on. But these shoes fit me really great. It's actually kind of snug, which I like because I'd rather it be snug and then eventually it's going to loosen up a little bit than the alternative. The instep works for me because I have a high instep and these shoes accommodate that. But I would say reach out to them through Instagram if you have any questions. And once again, when you get your shoes, tell them I sent you. So that was my unboxing of my first pair of BLKBRD, aka Blackbird. If you are looking to start your collection, you don't really want to get into, like the $400 or $500 shoes yet, Blackbird is definitely a great place to start and you will not regret it. Oh, and by the way, this is my own tie that I'm wearing. If you're not aware, this is my collaboration with a class suit. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, the link will be in the description. It's handmade from Italy and it's a grenadine, as you can see, dark blue and light blue striped tie. Definitely very beautiful that you should have in your collection. Once again, the link will be in the description. But let me know in the comments how you feel about Blackbird. And if you have any questions, you can leave them there as well. And I'll do my best to try to answer them. So hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe, or everybody gonna think that you're a hater. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.